Hello everybody, my name is Christian Swenson. I do videos here on YouTube about autism, autistic consciousness, and life on the autism spectrum. Today I wanted to do a video about Friends. Not the TV show. I told you life was gonna be this way. No, not that thing about friends, actual friends, friends you have or could have if you wanted them, and how to keep them, how to make and keep friends. That's the idea here for today. And I want to kind of be upfront that at least in the last few years, I've been really good at making friends. I like to have more friends than anybody I probably in my family at least. A lot of people I am surprised by the amount of friends that I have. I have multiple tech conversations going on all the time. Not to boast, it's not the point. But I think I might have some winning strategies here, potentially, that might be helpful. I think the biggest thing to know is that you just have to put yourself in situations where your essence, your nature as a person can shine through. A lot of the friends I made at university. I went to Brigham Young University in my master's program, and I was one of the things that happened is I was a master's student I was a master's in comparative studies, which is kind of like this broad interdisciplinary thing. And I went to a lot of philosophy courses. But the philosophy people were all undergrads. So like, oh, there's this cool young master's student here who knows about Heidegger and all this stuff. And I was really interesting to a lot of them. And they're like, hey, do you want to come to my book club? And I'm like, sure. They're like, hey, do you know about this guy? Like, oh, I didn't. And now we're hanging out, and it's that kind of thing. Right? So it's like, make yourself interesting. Make yourself interesting and make yourself available. Put yourself in situations where your nature as a person can shine. And as a part of that, it's to uncover your candle. Take it out of the bushel. Let your light so shine so that people can see it and want to be friends with you. Be yourself because you are interesting. Be yourself so people will know that you're someone cool and that they want to hang out with. As a part of that, do be aware that there are boundaries and try and pay attention to those boundaries, right? Try at least put in an effort to respect the turns in conversation. Put in an effort to kind of do the interchange and all of that thing. And if you mess up, if they're people you want to be friends with, they will forgive you for it. And that's been the case for me. And as a part of that, you're going to want to avoid people that are mean to you, that put you down, that discourage you for things that excite you. No, don't hang around those people. You want to strategize in a way about the friends that you keep. You want to strategize and have only the people who encourage you when you share good news with them, who give you good advice, who are there when you're down. And as a part of this, I want you to know that you should make an effort to maybe rekindle connections with friends or acquaintances you've had that you maybe have lost connection with. Find their number and text them or message them on Facebook or something. I can't tell you the number of times I've had friends that have kind of friendships that have kind of petered out that I kind of rekindled. And it's a really cool thing. And as a part of that, it's really, really important, especially as someone on the autism spectrum, to use technology, social media, chat, texting, all of those things, because they're going to be easier for you. It'll be easier because you have time to think, time to formulate a response. It's visual, it's textual. All of those things will really help you connect with people, and they'll help you kind of maintain those friendships. It's important, on that note, to keep friendships alive. Don't let them go too long. Maybe just send them a meme one day, or just say, how are you doing? Or just, it's like, or maybe reference an old thing and just send messages every so often so that people know you're thinking about them. In fact, it's probably a good technique, a good strategy to every week send a text to someone that you haven't sent a text to in a long time. And that actually will really compound over time. Let me tell you. The other thing you can do, it's really important, it has to do with info dumping. Info dumping is something we like to do as autistic people. We just kind of or like a fire hose, just spewing information about what we like. I would say to be aware of that and not do it too often, but also know that sometimes people really like that. Especially if it's something they find interesting, and if you're good at saying it, people will really like you info dumping, and I laugh because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm info dumping, and people seem to like it. So, well, I find that friends, when I info dump, I sometimes feel self-conscious about info dumping, but then I remember that they don't always dislike it. And you're going to want to find friends that actually like your info dumps and learn to find those types of people. But again, it is important to learn the turn-taking conversation. And even if you get it wrong sometimes, look for the people who will forgive you for that. It's also important to make it clear, when it is clear, to make it clear, at least at the beginning of certain relationships, that, well, let me put it this way. It's also important to not confuse friendship with romantic love. Friendship can sometimes, in certain situations, lead to romantic love, but it's most often you're going to want to develop a friendship even in those cases. And from my experience, especially women are very skeptical of men who want to be their lovers or their boyfriend or whatever, but don't want to be their friend. Look to make friends with people. Friendship is really important. I remember, sorry about that, I'm sorry. When I was like 6, no, I was probably more like 8, when I was playing the original Sims game, I remember I had a bachelor living at home, had no friends, because I didn't see the importance of friends at the point, and the house burned down and he had no one to call and he died. And my parents, kind of funnily in a good way, said, "This is why you need friends, so you won't die in a fire." I mean, they weren't saying, they were being joking, and I knew they were joking, but you know, that's an important thing, because the more friends you have, the more of a social support network you have. And that's one reason it's really important to have friends. The other reason is, like, you're surrounded by people that reflect to you what you like. It's like a nest, a womb of people that you enjoy. And isn't that the best thing ever? You want friends. Yes, you do. Don't tell me you don't. Maybe you don't. I'm just kidding. But friendship is so important, and it's something you can have. I think the most important thing is to just put yourself in situations where there are people. And maybe that can be the internet. You know, use Discord. I don't know how to use Discord, but apparently it's something people use to find friends. You know, use Facebook groups, all sorts of things, interest, Reddit, all of these things. Use them to make friends. And you will be better for it. And they will be better for it, because you will make people better. So I'm Christian Swenson, and I do videos here ideally every Tuesday and Saturday, maybe not exactly, on autism and all the spiel at the beginning. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and maybe a comment, I don't know. And I'll be back later this week. Okay, take care.